Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays MMOs. Today I'm in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm on my level 22 Arcanist, right where I left off after completing Ifrit. That was very cool. If you haven't seen that, go back and check that previous episode. It's very cool. I really enjoyed that. And I've come back after defeating Ifrit, and I'm going to talk to Minfilia and see what's next in our quest line. A hero in the making. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way into Eorzea. But, for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Yasholta and that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than your personality bested the primal Ifrit. Indeed. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guessed, Dizzarian. Or rather, you have guessed. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of Maelstrom, Grand Company of Lumensa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Dizzarian, your recent exploits have garnered you the attention of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence is their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Dizzarian's deed spread so quickly. That immortal flame should know his trumpet is to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Yeep. That was silly. Your reputation precedes you, Master Dizzarian. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has named valiant men such as you. Join our strengths to our friend. Strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the 12's woods. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Dizzarian. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs in the immortal flame. Join your strengths to our friends, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said to you to have a look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many other Lumensa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to our valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Lumensa to the shores of glory. What to do, what to do. I have to choose, Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organization empowered to call upon material, economic, technological resources of their respective city-states in the time of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Lumensa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a grand company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your endeavors. If you are agonizing over which Grand Company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day does not need to be permanent. Should you wish to shift your alliance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. The thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold a remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make informed decisions. What say you, my dear officers? Okay, so we're going to go to each one and figure out. A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Dizzarian hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. What was that? She doesn't know either. I know full well the adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed and not best suited for discipline military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Dizzarian, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that the great power is wont to attract attention. Not all of it is friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man in the midst of a Grand Company. However, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not meaning leaving another. I hope we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it the days ahead. The Grand Company seeks protection of their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Dizzarian, and you have the power to help shape it anew. Now, none can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we can't achieve. Now, in this time you made ready on your journey, before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will appraise you and where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go to each nation state and listen to their speeches. So this might be a little bit long episode. If you're interested in hearing those, go ahead and stick around, because that's probably what I'm going to be doing. In the next episode, hopefully, though, what this means is I'm going to be able to get a mount finally. So let's continue on and go to each nation state. Before we do that, we need to talk to Tataru. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Dizzarian. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often. Too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrances services are taking place. If all goes plans, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and Elder Seedseers Canisina will deliver her address at Mikihito's amphitheater. I should probably have mentioned at this point that due to the... Good Lord, that was a big mount. That due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it is possible that the order of services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about. So, make Gridania your first port of call. Will do. Next, you'll need to go to Ulda. Yep. And last but not least, you'll need to go to the stateroom in Lomensa. The room is accessible, yep. And off you go now. I hope you find remembrances services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though your records of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Cool. Off to Gridania. Okay, so I've made it to Gridania, and we're about to look at the ceremony here. Gridania is most likely where I'm going to end up being the Grand Company, just because it's laid out better and makes more sense to me than the other areas. Plus, I like the wooded theme.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the green wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
Yay!
5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
The calamity.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds.
Unconscionable.
To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time
Man,
was a
so
man
bleak.
could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
Okay.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
A little snotty, isn't he?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals!
Come on, girl, get on with it. Okay, what was that little bit about?
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no.
These are the two that were on
my
the
sister, Alize,
beginning, the
at
very
your
beginning.
service.
One's a
I
girl, one's a
saw
boy.
at
Who
a
would have known?
glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
They wear those little machines, though, that the others do that been following us. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have contend with two beast tribes. The Ixil are unquestionably more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than benevolent, and have long been in friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. At last, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned their primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixil ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As the Sylphs, they are as of yet bound by a peace treaty, though once wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelve Woods was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving the Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that the restoring of the woods, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will it take? Centuries, I'd wager? Meanwhile, the Ixil continue to their incursion, spurred by the Garudu and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later they will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid be capable of adventure prove them? Okay. Come on. Is that it? Yes, it is. And I'm not going to do these other two on camera. Those are just way too long and kind of boring in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. And in the next episode, I'll be joining the company and hopefully starting my mount quest. So that's really cool. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave any comments you may have. I know this one was a little long, a little boring, but we'll change that in the very near future. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I try to put out a video on MMOs every single day of the week, so you want to make sure you subscribe so you can get notification of that. So, until next time, bye.